Hello and welcome to Roll for Recipe, the series where the dice are the head chef. I'll roll for ingredients and then make a dish with them. Let's go. First, a D12 for restriction. That's 7 limited pantry. For limited pantry, we're gonna roll this D4. And that's a 2, so I can only use 2 more items in addition to whatever I roll. Now, which protein are we gonna use? And that's a 9 for beef. And now a D8 roll for carb. And that's 8 for couscous. And a D20 seasonings roll. Ooh, 6 curry powder. That is probably the best thing we could have gotten here. And 2 D20 for produce. That's 2 okra and 19 spinach. So we're gonna have a little bit of an African flair to the curry. And last but not least, the D100 wild magic roll. That's 74 for caramel or caramel, however you want to pronounce it. So on the menu today, we have beef with couscous, curry powder, okra, spinach, and caramel. And I can only add 2 extra items as well as necessities like oil, water, and salt. Let's get cooking. Well, we're only allowed to use 2 extra ingredients. So the first one I'm gonna use is serrano peppers. It's a little bit spicier than jalapenos, and I definitely want some spice in this curry, especially with that caramel in there to kind of balance out that sweetness. For the beef, we're gonna go with a beef chuck, and I'm gonna cut them into cubes and then sear them off in batches before actually putting them back in for the whole stew. The second ingredient I'm gonna add is these crushed tomatoes. They're kind of useful for a curry, and they also add some acidity, which should help balance out the sweetness of that caramel as well. Here I'm going to leave the okra raw instead of searing it off first and sauteing it. The reason for this is that I actually want that slimy liquid to help utilize it as a thickener for the entire curry. Gonna throw in the couscous at the last 10 or so minutes of cooking and throw in the spinach after I've already taken everything off the heat. Plate it up and it looks like we have a nice warm bowl of curry. Well, this smells delicious right now, so I hope it tastes good. Bon appetit. So in terms of flavor, it is lacking a bit of that depth that you want in a curry because we're just missing like ginger and garlic and stuff, but it definitely tastes like a good, hearty, curry flavored stew. Definitely a little mild kick to it from the serranos, and not as much sweetness as I thought from the caramel. All right, I'm gonna give this one an 8.1 out of 10, and I'm gonna call it the curry of the hearth. And while it did lack the depth that you'd want in some curries, it definitely had a nice flavor, and I would love to try to make this one again. As always, thanks for watching. Remember to like and follow, and I'll see you next time.